Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my page, Dr. Rekha Segal, Homeopathy for Mankind. As you all know, last week was a week of festive, so I hope this Diwali brought a lot of health, happiness, and prosperity in your lives. So let's start with another very interesting topic, that is alopecia or loss of hair. It could be from your scalp, from your eyebrows, from your eyelashes, from your beard. And this problem could be temporary or permanent one. Normally, in human beings, we lose 50 to 100 strands of hair daily from our body. But this lost hair are immediately replaced by new ones. Hence, the loss is not visible or inevitable. But when this lost hair are not replaced by new ones, then this condition arises, that is alopecia. Now, how the patient will present to you in your clinic with this problem? There could be a variety of symptoms which you will get. The first and foremost is the patient will complain that there is a predictable pattern of baldness. It could be heredity also. In heredity, there could be a male pattern baldness in which there is especially loss of hair from the crown of the head. And the patient will tell you the loss is from the crown specifically. The predictable pattern is visible. Or there could be a female pattern of baldness in which there is a broadening of the scalp in broadening of the hair in the scalp region, or there is a thinning of the hairline, or there could be the patient can complain of the premature baldness or loss of hair. The another condition which can patient come to you is the loss of hair is in the form of patches. There could be a circular patches in the scalp which are visible. It is also called as alopecia areata, and these patches are circular and well defined. Sometimes the patient can complain along with loss of hair, there are multiple problems related to scalp. It could be dandruff, it could be redness, it could be oozing from the eruptions, which you can examine also and can be identified. Or the patient can present to you with excessive loss of hair, could be because of any stress, and while combing or while shampooing the hair, the massive loss of hair is there. These are the conditions in which the patient will present to you. There could be as you all know, nowadays a lot of females are going for a hairstyle treatments. So another terminology which is used as traction alopecia. After using these treatments, the patient can come to you that after using these hairstyle treatments, I'm having a loss of hair massive. So it could be traction alopecia because the hairstyle treatments have caused a damage to the hair follicles, and that's why there is a loss of hair. Or there could be the patient could present to you some kind of hormonal changes because of which the patient is having a loss of hair. Or there is a loss in some problems the patient can come to you with loss of hair from all the parts of the body. This is called as alopecia universalis. Now these are the symptoms with which the patient can come to your clinic for this problem. So let me give you the causes. What could be the causes you have to inquire while taking the history? The first and foremost cause is the dietary pattern. Nowadays, as you all know, that we are facing a COVID crisis. We are having a very sedentary lifestyle in which we are not having a regular sleep pattern or eating pattern, and we are not taking a proper nutrients or proper diet. That could be one of the reason for which the loss of hair. The second cause could be a stress. It is a very common ailment which you will find in all the complaints, because of which the patient is having a loss of hair. The third is hormonal changes. As you all know, in females there are certain phases in which there is a hormonal imbalances occurs or hormonal changes occurs, as if in pregnancy, childbirth, or nursing, where the patient can complain to you of loss of hair. There are certain scalp conditions which could give rise to this problem of alopecia. And by examining the scalp, you can identify that whether it is a ringworm or it is eczema of the scalp or psoriasis of the scalp. These good conditions, along with the dandruff, they can cause a loss of hair. There is a certain medications which can cause in long term, when you take these medicines could cause loss of hair. There could be these medicines could be of antidepressant type or corticosteroids treatments or cancer treatments. Medicines could cause this problem, or sometimes the patient could give you a history of any debilitating illnesses like viral fevers, typhoid, jaundice, or autoimmune disorders like diabetes, thyroid. These complaints could have one of the problem, that is loss of hair. So while taking case history, you have to be very pinpoint about what could be the reason for loss of hair, because it will narrow your diagnosis and your approach towards the case will be very different. So you need to have a thorough knowledge of the causes of the alopecia and their necessary investigations. First and foremost, you have to inquire the quality of the hair the patient is having, the scalp condition, and sometimes you need to have the investigations like hemoglobin, which is very common in females. The amount of iron is less in the body, that could give rise to a loss of hair problem. So these are some of the causes which you have to inquire while tackling the cases of alopecia. Now, first and foremost, you have to examine the scalp condition. How's the scalp condition of the patient is there? What kind of texture the patient is having? Now, the homeopathic management for these cases. The three trio which I feel that it's very important are Baryta carb, Lycopodium, and Cilicia. Baryta carb has specifically hair fall from the crown area. As I've mentioned in one of the cases where male pattern baldness is there, Baryta carb really works well. And Lycopodium silicia can be used for premature baldness. The second medicine is very important, that is phosphorus. It is a remedy which is used when there is a massive hair fall and the hair is coming in bunches and there is a violent itching of the scalp. The patient along with this have a very dry hair, and there could be the loss is so massive the patient is troubled with that. Usually in with these are the entry points for phosphorus, but you have to look for other features also, like the patient will have most of the time craving for salty things, they craves for very cold drinks, ice creams, and their appearance could be a tall, thin, and slim. I have prescribed phosphorus in many of my cases in clinical practices. Along with this, I have seen when I prescribe after phosphorus Calcarea Phos 6X in biochemic form to the patient, it gives a drastic results. So you can also give this combination, that after giving phosphorus, if you prescribe Calcarea Phos in biochemic, it really helps. The second medicine is Natrum Mur. It is also a very good remedy, especially the texture of the hair is very dry, and these are the patient, it is always indicated in the cases where there is a loss of hair, especially after nursing. When the mother is nursing the child, there is a massive hair fall. But you have to take the other also entry points like constipation, headaches, craving for salty things. The another remedy is acid phos. It is a very good remedy for loss of hair when there is a history of exhausting or debilitating diseases. Plus, the texture in this remedy is very oily. the patient will present to you with a very oily hair. The next medicine, there are two medicines, sepia and carbovetch, which are very good for the females of menopausal age, and they are used in every facet of the female. It could be at the pregnancy also, when the hair fall is during pregnancy, during nursing, or after childbirth. The next medicine is fluoric acid. Fluoric acid is one of the very good remedy for alopecia, where there is a lot of itching issue. The voluptuous itching will be there with the loss of hair, and when the patient will tell you in that he or she cannot tolerate the heat. The next medicine is Kali Carb. This remedy is used in cases where there is a lot of dryness of the scalp, there's a lot of dandruff, and along with this, there are multiple features of Kali like weakness, the backache part, which will be evident and which you have to confirm in order to give your similar. The next medicine is China. It is also good medicine for loss of hair when, due to their exhausting diseases, the patient is having a loss of hair. Thuja is one of the very good remedy in which there is a condition with the patient will present that the hair is growing very slowly, and even if they grow, they split. And there is a lot of dandruff, the scaly dandruff. The dandruff is there in the whole scalp, and there is a loss of luster or any shininess in the hair. The thuja can work very well. Another medicines, there are two medicines also which can be used in scalp conditions like psoriasis and eczema, are Moxol and Mesoreum. Moxol is indicated when there is a crusty eruptions are there or eruptions are there, plus the patient will having a lot of itching, especially in the night. Or in cases of Mesoreum, you will have a thin crusty eruptions. Along with this, the patient is having a lot of discharge and offensive odor from the scalp. Another very good remedy in homeopathy is Wisvaden. This medicine is indicated in condition where I have told you the main cause of alopecia is that there is no replacement of the lost hair with the new ones. So by prescribing this medicine, the hair not only grows quickly, but it also replaces the lost one with the new hair very easily. So these are some of the homeopathic medicines which can be used with caution, with proper case taking, with proper entry points for your cases of alopecia. Now there are some lifestyle tips which I want to give, that please be gentle to your hair. If you're going for any hairstyle treatment, take a proper care of your hair. The third thing is avoid direct sunlight to the hair, and massage your scalp with the oil with your fingertips, because it increases the circulation and thereby increases the blood supply to the follicles, hair follicles, and thereby giving rise to a good healthy hair. But it should be avoided in the scalp conditions which I have mentioned, like this psoriasis or eczema, where oil application is not recommended. And you should eat a very good healthy nutritious diet, a diet which contains a lot of protein, because protein is a minimum is required for the growing of the hair. And avoid smoking, and to some extent try to take care of hair and gentle massaging, which is very essential part for these cases. So these are some of the remedies which you can use in your clinical practice. I hope this video could be beneficial in your clinic to some extent. Thank you. Enjoy homeopathy. Thank you.